Join me as I dive deep into the origins of the joints revolution and challenge myself to uncover the untold stories behind it. Start with a surprising statistic about the rise of joints culture, such as, did you know that over 40% of adults have tried cannabis at least once? Introduce the concept of the joints revolution, explaining how it signifies a shift in societal attitudes towards cannabis consumption. Discuss the stigma surrounding cannabis use and the legal challenges that have historically faced consumers and advocates. Explore the evolution of cannabis laws, the rise of medical marijuana, and how this has influenced public perception and usage. Highlight a pivotal moment in the joints revolution, such as a major legalization event or a cultural milestone that shifted views dramatically. Summarize the journey of the joints revolution, emphasizing its impact on society and the ongoing changes in perception regarding cannabis. Encourage viewers to comment on their thoughts about the joints revolution and to check out your other videos discussing cannabis culture. Join me as I dive deep into the origins of the joints revolution and challenge myself to uncover the untold stories behind it. The joints revolution. It's a phrase that's becoming increasingly synonymous with a seismic shift in societal attitudes towards cannabis consumption. But what does it really mean, and how did we get here? For far too long, cannabis users and advocates have faced intense stigma and legal challenges. People were demonized, ostracized, and even criminalized for using a plant that has been proven to have countless medicinal benefits. The war on drugs, launched in the 1970s, only exacerbated the problem, turning a health issue into a criminal one. This led to a self-perpetuating cycle of fear, misinformation, and prejudice. It's no secret that racial minorities were disproportionately affected, further entrenching the systemic inequalities we're still fighting today. The lack of education and exposure to the truth about cannabis only served to fuel the fire. Reefer Madness, a propaganda film released in 1936, is a prime example of how misinformation was spread to demonize the plant. The film, which depicted cannabis users as violent, sex-crazed, and generally just plain crazy, was shown in schools, further solidifying the negative perception. It's no wonder that, for decades, cannabis was seen as a dangerous drug, and its users as outcasts. The stigma surrounding cannabis use has been so pronounced that even today, many people are hesitant to admit their use, fearing repercussions in their personal and professional lives. But as we'll see, things were about to take a dramatic turn. In the early 1990s, medical marijuana started gaining traction, primarily in California. This was a pivotal moment, as it marked a shift from cannabis being viewed solely as a recreational drug to its recognition as a legitimate medicine. Prop 215, also known as the Compassionate Use Act, was passed in 1996, allowing patients to use cannabis for medicinal purposes. This legal victory sparked a chain reaction, as other states began to follow suit. As the years went by, more and more people began to see cannabis in a different light. The rise of cannabis culture, with its attendant music, fashion, and art, further helped to normalize cannabis use. The internet, social media, and documentary films all played a crucial role in spreading awareness and sparking conversations about the plant. One pivotal moment that stands out in the joints revolution is the legalization of cannabis in Colorado in 2012. This historic event marked a turning point, as it showed that a state could effectively regulate and tax cannabis, dispelling the myth that it would lead to chaos and destruction. Suddenly, the idea of legalizing cannabis didn't seem so radical after all. The impact of the joints revolution on society cannot be overstated. It has brought people together, sparking conversations and fostering a sense of community. It has also led to a significant shift in the way we think about drugs, moving away from punishment and towards education and rehabilitation. As we look back on the journey of the joints revolution, it's clear that we've come a long way. But the journey's not over yet. We still have a long way to go in terms of education, advocacy, and policy reform. What are your thoughts on the joints revolution? Share your stories, opinions, and questions in the comments below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more content on cannabis culture, education, and advocacy. Reclaim your mobility today. Try Joint Genesis now.